Energy Alchemista here, and it is time to get that freaking can opener and unlock your money mindset. So, I just want to ask you guys, how many of you guys know where the blocks come from? Because this is what I'll tell you. You can't fix things you have no awareness of. So first and foremost, it is time for you to be the detective in your own life. Okay? You have to be the detective in your own life. So what does that mean? So first start paying attention to the money stuff. So ask yourself, am I the only one broke? Or is like most of the people in my family kind of exempling the same life? Does mostly everybody in my life have the same like level of growth? Right? So most people in most families, the highest level that most people get is maybe a government job. They buy a house, and that's like the most that they hope for. Maybe have some vacations, right? Or are you the person who has like millionaires in your family? I'm just saying, the pattern, there's a pattern. And it's big, but if you're looking, you'll see it. If you're not, you're going to miss it. Be the detective in your own life. So important. So, if you notice that you're the only one who ain't getting to the money, then more than likely it's something that's happened with you. So when it comes time to unlock that money mindset, first of all, you got to start asking yourself, am I the only one in my family whose bank account looks like this? Because if you are, then more than likely something happened to you in your life that stopped you from believing that you were able to have abundance. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you didn't do well in a job. Maybe you didn't do well in school. Maybe somebody told you something at some point or another that hasn't left you. And this is where these blocks come from. So again, pay attention. Be the detective in your life. So if everyone in your family is looking about the same, then more than likely it's a generational money block. And you can't do stuff with stuff you don't know about. Blessings are dim. Nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on the live. So, what is blocking you? Is it your thoughts? Is it your emotions? Some of us get so freaked out. We're like in panic worry mode because we ain't got money in the bank. Well, whatever you believe is true. So if you believe that you're not going to have enough money, then you're not going to have enough money. And if you believe that something magical is going to happen, guess what? The chances of it happening are more likely if you put it out there as a thought than if you stay negative. So again, start being the detective in your life and start saying, okay, so when it comes to money, is my whole family flowing with it? Because if not, it might be generational. Or if you're the only one in your family whose money looks a little funny, then it might be you. You might have absorbed some energy from somebody else, from hanging around somebody who's always negative. I don't know. Do you guys know negative people? Do you guys know people who are always like, oh, I'm never going to get a better job. Why does this always happen to me? Well, that's how some of us absorb money blocks. So when you're ready to get that freaking can opener, be the detective in your environment. Is it you? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Because you could change all of them. But first, you have to be aware of it because it's so difficult to change things that you're unaware of. So pay attention to what's going on in your life. How are you releasing those money blocks? How's your bank account? I'm just saying, all you have to do is look at your bank account, and your bank account is telling you whether or not you have money blocks. It's a real thing. Money blocks come from a multitude of things. All is energy. And so when we're absorbed, because like some of us have generational stuff we inherited from our parents, from our grandparents, so some of our grandparents went through the depression and they sent that energy of without down generationally to us. Some of us have generational stuff from grandparents, from our own parents. Some of our parents, they like maybe lost their home to foreclosure, lost their job, had to live with their parents, some crazy stuff. So that stopped them from believing that amazing things were possible. And guess who inherited that? Because we get way more than our looks and our quirks from our parents, you guys, for real. So when you are looking at your life, be the detective. Pay attention. Is this something that repeats throughout the generations? Because guess what? Even if it is, it can be transformed. All is energy. Energy can't be deleted. It can be transformed. It can be purified. It can be alchemized. So what is holding you back from your best life? What do you got going on? Where are your blocks? Are they in obtaining a better job? Are they just believing that you can manage your money? Is it because, like what? You don't believe you live in the right place? Some of us are like, I live in a little town. I'm never going to get a good job. Well, move! If you know what the freaking problem is, you already have the can opener. So if you already know what the deal is, what is stopping you from taking action? Do you not believe in yourself? Self-esteem. Sometimes it isn't just money. Sometimes it's our own insecurities stopping us from taking the chances, like to maybe apply for a better job, or to believe that you could start your own business, or be an entrepreneur, or be a famous author, or a musician, or whatever. Right? So first, ask yourself, how's your mind doing? How are you feeling about yourself? Because if you're loving yourself, if you're loving all the things about yourself, then hopefully you're in a job that you're making some good money. Hopefully, if you're really self-aware, then you're doing the thing that you're supposed to do. And if you're doing the thing you're supposed to do, you're going to be happy in your life. You're going to feel fulfilled. Every day you're going to wake up and you're going to be excited. And when you're in that energy, money just comes. And you become a money magnet because you're in your purpose. Right? But sometimes when we are doing things that make us unhappy, that we are not thriving in, that be blocking advancement, because why would you want to advance in somewhere you're not even happy, right? So more than likely, we're not even probably doing our best. We're not excited to go to work. Matter of fact, it's like forcing ourselves to go some days, right? Not even wanting to go. Well, let me tell you, it's because you're not in the right job. So you're going to have to start making that move. What is it? Until you become the detective of your own life, then it's hard to identify where the blocks are. So where are your blocks? Do you know where your blocks are? Are they on your own self-awareness, self-esteem? Or are you really feeling like, I'm freaking amazing. I know I'm amazing. I'm out here doing the things, and you're doing the things, but yet things like the invitations aren't coming, the alignments aren't coming, right? The expansion isn't expanding. Well, if that's you, more than likely you have trapped traumas or unprocessed emotions, energetically stopping your vibration from attracting the things that are so important. Because God created an amazing system out here. God created energy. All is energy. Energy can only be positive or negative. There is no in between. So you're either being positive or you're being negative. You're either experiencing life in one perception or the other. So start identifying where you're not positive, because those are signs of where the blocks are. Do people tell you, why are you doing what you're doing? How's your support system? Are you around people who support and encourage you? Or are you around people who weigh you freaking down? Are you around energy vampires? People who be taking and taking and taking and be wanting and wanting and wanting, but then when it comes time to you, they're not pouring back in? I'm saying, what's your experience? I would love to hear what your experience is. What's blocking you from your money? Maybe are you attempting to buy a house and it just isn't working? Are you wanting the promotion and wondering why they keep passing you up? I'm just saying, what is it? What is it that you got going on? Because until you can identify it, then we can't change it. If you don't know what area it is, then how can you address something that you are completely unaware of? It makes it really kind of hard. So this is where I go back to. Be the detective in your own life. Start asking yourself, are these money blocks generational? Is everybody in my family only making it to a certain level and then that's it? That's the cap? Well, it could be generational. Maybe those limiting beliefs, maybe those money blocks aren't. Maybe you just got born with it, just like your licks and your quirks from those amazing family members. Maybe. Pay attention. When you're the detective of your environment, you be seeing all kinds of things. So pay attention. Is everybody in my family or the majority of people in my family, is this the experience? Because if so, generational stuff can be shifted. But if you're the only one whose money looks real funny, it might just be you. It just might be some energy. It might be a trap trauma or an unprocessed emotion from a time in the past when maybe you attempted to do something really well and it didn't work out. Maybe you were released from a job and or laid off. Maybe you lost a house or got kicked out of an apartment or had a car repossessed. All it takes is one small incident to occur in your life to create a money block. Have you ever gone to the grocery store and you know, been counting those pennies right and thought you calculated right and got to the checkout and didn't have enough money? Yes, that has happened to me, maybe even more than once. And what happens when that happens, most of us, we don't tell nobody, because who are you going to tell? Who are you going to tell that you didn't have enough money, right? Because we just keep going. We just keep hustling. And so what happens is all that stays in our energy fields. It stays as a trap trauma or unprocessed emotion because I didn't allow myself to cry or scream or get mad. I just was like, oh my gosh, in panic mode, maybe took some products off so that I could get the price down so I could, you know, get what I could afford to pay for, right? But in the end, everything can be shifted. All is energy. So when you're ready to unlock your money mindset and start attracting that abundance, well, it's people get offended when I say the law of attraction, but God, creator, source, created all things. God created the law of reciprocity. God created the gravity, right? There's the law of gravity. And in the same way, God created the law of attraction, and he talks about it over and over in the Bible. God talks about it repeatedly about watching your words. I have scripture after scripture after scripture about the power of our words. Because our words become thoughts. You know, our thoughts are our words. They're like the same. What comes out of our mouth, it's the sword from the wellspring. It comes from within, right? So that's what we're thinking, what comes out. So if we're not thinking amazing things, then that is not what Creator wants for us, because God, source, he wants you to know that he's given you abundance, that he wants for you to receive prosperity, because he says he has plans to give you hope in the future, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So when your life isn't reflecting that, be the detective. There are clues, there are signs and symbols telling you, showing you, directing you if you're looking for them. But most of us aren't looking for them. Most of us took off our glasses. We're like, I don't want to see. I'm good. I don't want to see that stuff. It's easy to deny or not have to deal with stuff that you don't see. But then it's not going to change. So what has you blocked in your experience of life right now? Where would you like to see money flow? Would you like to get a better job? Would you like to have a bigger house? Just more money in the bank? Stocks? Do you want to travel? Do you want to prepare for a family? Do you have grandkids? Where are those blocks? Because I guarantee you there's something giving you information about why the block's there. So again, be a detective. Is this something that is reoccurring in your family? Like substance abuse, like incarceration, like these things that keep happening. And we're like, why does this keep happening over and over? Well, it's probably because it's generational. It's probably generational. And you could be the one who cleans up the whole bloodline, because all energy can be tracked, it can be traced back to the origination, but more importantly, it can be transformed. But until you know where the block comes from, it's hard to shift it and change it. So what areas are you feeling blocked in? Are you feeling blocked in wanting to get a new job? Or having an amazing relationship? Because abundance looks very different to people. What is it that you want for yourself? Because until you can identify what you want, it's hard to unlock it. Until you can identify the patterns and pay attention to, are these repeated patterns in my family? Does this keep repeating? Is this the top that I can make it? Well, if it's a family thing, then more than likely you're right. More than likely you're right. So where else? Do you know how you can become a magnet? Everything is a vibration. Everything is a vibration. I love these. These are my magnets. You guys, look at, there's two magnets. Two magnets. I pull them apart. Look at how big they are. These are, I actually do healing work with these. See, and they want to attack. When you have a high vibration, when you are positive, that's positive. Positive like attracts like. It's going to, it's like breaking. It's going to come to you. But negative, watch, it'll push itself off of it. Watch, I'll turn them around. And it won't go. Let me see. There it goes. See, look. It won't go. I'm trying to push them together and they're missing each other. Look, they won't even, I can't even do them. So when you have those trapped traumas, unprocessed emotions, when you have those negative beliefs from something that's happened to you in the past, or you were maybe born with one, then guess what happens? That's what happens. The magnets won't go together, and you can't ever get the right job or the right person because the energy won't match. All is energy. Energy is putting out a positive or a negative charge every second of every day. So are your thoughts and so are your emotions. And if you're somebody who has repeatedly, you've done the affirmations, right? You're sitting there doing the affirmations. You're saying the things every day and you're still like, well, because our mind, it's freaking brilliant. And our mind, if it had already been programmed for forever that it was not possible to be whatever, and then you start saying things like, I'm the most powerful speaker in the world. I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm a millionaire. And then your mind's like, yeah, right. So if you preface those affirmations, those positive words with things like, I'm in the process of becoming a millionaire. I'm in the process of whatever. Lots can happen when I pay attention to how much water I drink. Lots can happen when I exercise. Lots can happen when I do amazing things. Thank you so very much. So, become the magnet that's going to attract. That's how you attract abundance. Is first you got to believe that it's for you. So if you don't believe it's for you, that's your first freaking block. But look, it ain't gonna go. It won't. It's like, no. So our thoughts are creating our experience. What we believe is true. What do you believe? Do you believe that you have generational stuff going on? Well, I can help you. Do you believe that somebody threw some bad stuff on you by saying, you ain't never gonna, no. Well, words are powerful, and that's how we get curses, bad juju, thrown words, yes, evil eyes from people who are real upset at us, and then they say mean things like that. It is real. It's real energy. That could be stopping or blocking you. Somebody could have told you, oh, you ain't never going to make no money in your life. Well, that could be there. It's all energy. So I give you permission to start being the detective in your life. And when you're ready to really experience what you want, if you need some help, your girl's got you. I am your energy alchemista. And what I know for sure is I am a master at transforming all energy. So if you would rather take the fast track and get rid of those money blocks, hit your girl up. But if you want to keep doing it on your own, then pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to your thoughts. How are your thoughts making you feel? Because they are giving you clues to what's stopping and blocking you from living your best life. So, you guys, I got to hop off. I got to go on to Clubhouse. I got to go get me some money because I love transforming energy. So I go on to audio apps like Clubhouse and Chatter. And people come on, and then they come and sit in a room with me, and then they're able to talk to me and interact with me, and I'm able to use my magnets, transform their energy so that they can attract the relationship, the money, the job, the car, the new house, the best life. When you're ready for your best life and want some help, let me know. But as long as you keep giving vision to it and taking action towards it, I promise you it's going to come.